called me Dad.
Did I? Thought it said something like, damn, that hurts.
Lucifer Season 6 wrapped up the fan-favorite Netflix series, but could there still be more in store for the devil and his crew? Maybe a Season 7, or even a mini-series about Rory's adventures on Earth? Here's everything we know, so let's get into it. Lucifer Season 6 picked up right where Season 5 left off, with Lucifer Morningstar unexpectedly becoming God. But before he could take on that divine role, his daughter from the future, Rory, showed up demanding answers about why he mysteriously disappeared from her life. This twist threw a major wrench into Lucifer's plans and set the stage for an emotional final season. The show had quite a journey before reaching this conclusion. Originally airing on Fox, Lucifer was canceled in 2017 after 3 seasons, only to be revived by Netflix following an outcry from fans. The streaming giant gave the show a second life with a 10-episode 4th season and then an expanded 5th season split into 2 parts. Initially intended to be the series finale, Netflix changed course yet again and greenlit a 6th season. Lucifer's final season, released on September 10, 2021, was filmed during the COVID-19 pandemic and delivered plenty of callbacks, including a special animated episode. It wrapped up Lucifer's fate, his love story with Chloe, and whether or not he would fully embrace his destiny as God. But even with such a well-rounded ending, fans still wonder if there's a chance for Season 7 or perhaps a spin-off featuring familiar characters. That brings us to Tom Ellis, who has made it clear that he's not entirely closed off to returning as Lucifer, but under very specific conditions. In an interview with Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum, Ellis admitted he'd only reprise the role if it was for a movie with a strong script. He emphasized that he doesn't want to bring Lucifer back just for the sake of milking its popularity, citing how British television tends to favor leaving audiences wanting more rather than dragging out a show past its prime. Ellis pointed to Miranda, a British comedy where the creator, Miranda Hart, ended the series despite high demand for more episodes. He respected her decision to wrap things up on a high note rather than diluting the show's impact. For Lucifer, he feels the same way. It needs a meaningful reason to return, not just a financial incentive. As for how the show ended and what a potential revival could look like, Lucifer's final moments saw him choosing to stay in hell, not as its ruler, but as a guide, helping lost souls find redemption. Meanwhile, Chloe stayed on Earth, and it was only after her death that they were finally reunited. This conclusion was pretty definitive, but that doesn't mean there's no room for a follow-up. Rather than a full-fledged Season 7, a Lucifer movie could explore one last mission, perhaps requiring Lucifer and Chloe to return to Earth for an urgent task. A side quest of this nature wouldn't undo the weight of their final goodbye, but could offer fans a satisfying extra chapter. With the showrunners, Ildi Modrovich and Joe Henderson, having already given the series a proper send-off, the question remains whether they would revisit the world of Lucifer in the future. Ellis's stance on protecting the show's legacy makes sense, but if the right idea comes along, a return to hell or Earth might not be entirely off the table. Tom Ellis's openness to reprising his role could give Netflix the push it needs to fast-track a Lucifer miniseries, especially if the demand remains high. While Ellis is hesitant about a full-blown Season 7, his willingness to return for a movie or a limited series with a compelling script is exactly the kind of reassurance Netflix needs to move forward. For any revival to work, the biggest hurdle is always securing the main cast. Ellis's positive response eliminates a major roadblock, as he is the face of the franchise. If Netflix sees that Ellis is willing to step back into Lucifer's shoes, provided the story is strong, it may encourage them to start exploring scripts and concepts that could fit his conditions. A miniseries, rather than a full season, offers an ideal middle ground. It would allow Netflix to capitalize on the show's popularity without committing to a long-term revival. Limited series formats have proven successful, especially when tied to already beloved franchises. Shows like Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life, and Breaking Bad's El Camino prove that fans will show up for a well-executed continuation. Additionally, there's still plenty of interest in Rory Morningstar's story, which could be the perfect setup for a miniseries. If Netflix wanted to explore her adventures on Earth with occasional cameos from Lucifer and Chloe, Ellis's willingness to return could make those appearances even more exciting. With Ellis keeping the door slightly open, all Netflix really needs now is the right pitch. If the streaming giant senses a strong demand from fans and a worthy script emerges, the miniseries could become a reality sooner rather than later. Furthermore, in a recent interview with The Wrap, Hildebrand was asked if she'd be interested in reprising her role as Rory for a spin-off series. Her response? An enthusiastic yes. Although she admitted she hadn't thought about the idea before, she said she'd love to dive back into the Lucifer universe. She added, "Wow, I haven't thought about that. That would be really fun though. I would definitely be down to do that. I really enjoyed being Lucifer's daughter. It was really fun." While fans continue to stream Lucifer on Netflix, there's no word on a continuation of the franchise. A Season 7 isn't happening. Netflix made it clear that Season 6 was an unexpected bonus after the show was initially supposed to end with Season 5. Recently, cast members were asked about possible spin-offs or movies, but they admitted there were no plans in the works, noting it might be too soon to revisit the series. After 93 episodes, many of the original Lucifer characters have completed their arcs. While a spin-off focused on them might feel unnecessary, Rory offers a fresh perspective. As a relatively new addition to the franchise, her story is just beginning, and there's plenty of potential to explore. Her time-traveling ability alone opens up endless possibilities for exciting narratives, from exploring alternate dimensions to uncovering hidden parts of the Lucifer mythology. Rory's complex personality and mysterious backstory also make her a compelling lead for a solo project. Plus, a spin-off centered on her could include subtle nods to Lucifer without feeling repetitive, as her connection to the show's universe is still somewhat unexplored. That said, the idea of a Lucifer miniseries centering on Rory has sparked plenty of fan theories. Since the show's finale established that Lucifer is now in hell helping lost souls find redemption, many believe he'd still be keeping an eye on Rory from afar. However, because of his role as the ruler of hell, Lucifer would be unable to interact directly with her or any other Earthling. This setup could lead to some heartbreaking moments where Lucifer watches Rory face challenges on Earth, unable to step in and help her. Imagine the emotional stakes if, by the end of the series, Rory finds herself in a life-or-death situation, forcing Lucifer to break his own rules to save her. This would not only give the miniseries a dramatic conclusion, but could also open the door for Lucifer's return to Earth, hinting at possibilities for a Season 7. And that wraps up today's video. If you want to stay updated on all the latest movie news, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. By doing so, you'll stay in the loop with all our future updates. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one. Remember, we're always open to your suggestions for future videos, so feel free to leave them in the comments below.